What's going on? What's going on out there, everybody? What's happening? Welcome to the fifth episode of the Dollard Hour with your host, the Bull, J. Dollard, aka B Down, aka Schwavier, aka call me what you want, but don't call me late for dinner. You know what I mean? It's a Saturday night. I'm feeling real good. You know what I mean? I definitely wanted to go ahead and reach out and talk to my people today. I've been thinking about y'all, thinking about some different topics and some different subjects and everything that I would like to bring to the table with the people today. And first and foremost, man, I got this. It's this one article that I read that I definitely want to run it past the people and bring everybody up on it, man. You know what I mean? It was this lady that had a child. You know what I mean? I guess the little boy is 8 years old right now. But the little boy has been through 13 major surgeries in his short life, all because the mother, you know what I mean, was thinking that the boy was ill for some odd reason. You know what I mean? The boy got lung disease. He's on the list to get a new lung transplant. He's on the list for kidney transplant. This boy's on every list known to man, and I mean it was purely craziness. At the end of the day, um, the boy's father lost his custody battle with the mother, trying to get the son back from the mother, and he lost the child off the strip because the mother pointed out that she didn't feel like the father was aware of not only his medical condition or could give him the proper care for his medical condition. None is not understanding that this woman was actually allegedly pure D crazy, and the boy is in perfect health. I don't know exactly who had to get involved in the situation to realize or do a background check on the mother to, you know what I mean, to understand that she's probably had issues in the past that was, I'm pretty sure, well documented. But at the same time, when people are just doing their job and you bring somebody in and nobody's going to tell you that the boy's not sick. I mean, if you insist that he's having this complication and this complication, even though once they run tests on him that he was coming back perfectly fine, but the mother was definitely claiming that she knew what she was talking about, and they didn't know, so they feel persuaded, to go in the direction of whatever the guardian is telling them. The father's following it. The judge followed it. I mean, it seemed like everybody they knew followed it, and I'm pretty sure that there was a lot of people out there that realized that this lady been crazy. She was crazy as a youth. You know what I mean? She didn't just get like this yesterday. You know what I mean? This been something that's been ongoing for a very, very, very long time. And like it's like, wow, this boy's 8 years old, man. He been through hell. And I mean, who could feel his pain? Like, I mean, the things that this man's been through, like you're going through surgeries, you're going through recovery, you're going through this, you're going through that, and at the same time, ain't nothing the matter with you. And he ain't got a voice. He don't know what to say. If fake mom or guardian or whoever you want to call her, you know what I mean, it says that this is the matter with me, I guess I gotta go along. I guess I gotta go along with it because that's the matter with me, man. I mean, the stuff's out of control, man. I mean, not trying to make any jokes or crack any funnies on anybody with mental health issues because mental health issues do exist. You know what I mean, and it's actually a major thing going on in the hood today that a lot of people don't get checked on, or if they do get checked on it, don't have a clear understanding of, the parameters of the illness, you know what I mean? And people around you are definitely not educated enough to know exactly how they should take the illness, how they should be able to spot the illness, all the different things. I mean, I know it's billions of people in this world, and I understand that no snowflake is the same, and that we all got our own genetic makeup to make us who we are. But come on, ladies and gentlemen, you crazy. Like you can't turn a blind eye to crazy. In that situation, I just felt really bad for the child without a voice, being able to truly speak on what he's been going through and what he's been going through, or just for him to realize, even if he doesn't realize it now at 8 years old, I don't know really what he's in tune with. I mean, is it just, every time I get a surgery, the doctor gives me a lollipop, so I'm really cool with surgeries because I get lollipops. I really don't know where his psyche is, you know what I mean? And, I don't know the child. I haven't, done, read any medical information on him as far as the knowing where he is, and did he not ever, question this, go against this? Could an 8-year-old child, 5-year-old child go against your parent or guardian or grandmother telling you that you have this? I've seen this many times before in my life. You got this disease, little boy. You got this disease. Okay, grandma. Okay, mom. Okay, stepmom. You know what I mean? You're programmed pretty much at that age to just go along with the go along. You know what I mean? And ain't no telling. I just hope that all the surgeries and all the different things that this little boy done had done, you know what I mean, in the course of his very short 8-year life on this earth, you know what I mean, he doesn't have any long-term effects from any of the things that this crazy guardian, you know what I mean, put him through. I just hope that, he has no long-term effects pretty much on anything else, you know what I mean? So moving on off that subject, I guess that was just weighing heavy on my heart, you know what I mean, ladies and gentlemen, and I really just wanted to speak on it because I really couldn't go on without speaking on it, you know what I mean? I think that what prompted me to do this podcast tonight versus tomorrow was because, like, I just wanted to really bring the world to the attention of, you know what I mean, mental illness. And if you know a friend with mental illness that's not getting help, if you know a friend with mental illness that's not taking their medicine, you know what I mean, we need to step in and each one teach one, and, you know what I mean, hold each other accountable, and make sure that we all doing the same thing so we can actually make this world a little bit safer, a little bit more peaceful, you know what I mean, and at the same time, broaden, you know what I mean, the general public's understanding of mental health issues. I definitely wanted to bring that to the forefront. You know what I mean? In other news, they done got my boy Tavis Smiley. You know what? I don't want to be judgmental or take anybody's side on this. And I can't even say that they done got my boy or he done got himself or whatever the case may be. But they done got Tavis Smiley all up in the mix, man. And PBS done canceled the show that they didn't have with him since 2004. And I mean, Tavis been on the airwaves really doing this thing for a long time, man. You know what I mean? Very educated, you know what I mean? Articulative brother, you know what I mean? Really, really I felt stood for something in the community, a pillar in the community, you know what I mean? I must say, you know what I mean? All the town meetings and town hall meetings that he had in different states and different cities, you know what I mean? Trying to educate, you know what I mean, the common folk on different things going on in their community that I'm pretty sure is going on over their head because these discussions and meetings are going on uptown and ain't nobody visiting uptown to really see what's going on with any of these things going on. Tavis played a major part in a lot of things going on, man. And and I heard the PSA that Tavis came out and did, and he wanted to speak up. He wanted to have a voice. He let everybody know, listen, I did not rape anybody. I did not coerce anybody. I did not force anybody to do anything against their will. This is wrong. I'm the victim here. Forget what you're being told. PBS launched this investigation because of a disgruntled employee. You know what I mean? That I had to terminate. You know what I mean? Early on in the game. So you come at everybody, let them know how you feel, asking questions to my staff, how Tavis is treating everybody, and and this and that, and see if you can get anybody to, corroborate the story or the theory that was given to you by one or two disgruntled employees that may have came together, with a fiendish plot against the man, or maybe not. Like I said, I don't know. I wasn't there, so I can only just speak on it and let the public go ahead and form their own perception, on what they think could have possibly took place. or not. But I mean, I'm just saying, like, this is like, this could happen to anybody, man. Like, not saying that it didn't happen, but this could possibly happen to anybody. Like, you know what I mean? Okay, the man was allegedly having sexual relationships with a few of his female staffers, you know what I mean, for at the office, and this and this and that. And now that now that they've been given a voice, that they're saying that, yeah, yeah, I was messing with Tavis, and I know Sheila was, and Michelle was, and and this girl was, and that girl was, but that wasn't the beef. The beef was, I felt like if I didn't go along with the get down, that my job was in jeopardy. Now, I don't know how come everybody on the job's feeling like their job is in jeopardy, but yet nobody has come out and said that this man has specifically told them that their job was in jeopardy if they didn't, if they didn't go along with his alleged program. So I'm really looking at the wording that's coming out, the verbiage that's coming out, with the victims and their accounts, of the things that took place. I understand. I'm really just looking at it like, okay, um, you know, what I mean. Tavis got money. He been in the business a long time. He's a well-known figure in the community, and everything like that. And at the same time, like, I don't know whether the man is married, not married, faithful, unfaithful. I don't know anything about that, but apparently that the man has a strong sexual appetite, allegedly. And maybe this wasn't about, I'm just trying to be hypothetical here. Maybe this wasn't about your job being in jeopardy, whether you F me or not. Maybe that I seen the characteristics in a whore, and I pursued you, as such. Like, I know a lot of men might move in on something that they deem easy, something that they feel like they can conquer without a challenge. I mean, it's a billion of them out there that you can conquer without a challenge. I mean, especially when you feel like I'm an educated, rich, black man, not too old. I'm in it, you know what I mean? I'm half-ass slick. I know the lingo. I still got ties to the streets. You know what I mean? You feeling cocky and confident. You feeling bad and bougie about yourself because you done made it. And people will never get up to your level, and you know that. And people just want to be close to you because you're one of those guys that made it. And maybe he's just taking advantage of people that are, I'm not even gonna say the word taking advantage. Maybe he's just seeing something easy and he going for the bait. And at the same time, like, just because all the coworkers know that I'm having sex with all the coworkers, don't mean that you would only be doing so because you feel like your job is in jeopardy. Because that ain't how it works. I mean, how many women stay with their man knowing that he got a side chick or a few side chicks? How many women stay with their man when they know that he's slaying and playing 3-4 days out the week and playing good husband another, 2 days, another 2-3 days out the week? All that fly stuff, Everything depends on the situation, and the only people who understand the situation is people that's involved in that particular situation. So it's hard. It was easy for America to pass judgment on what they think they know, but what they do not clearly understand. And I understand it's not everybody's business for everything to be broken down to and elaborated and expelled upon so you can grasp the best understanding you possibly can in certain situations. But man, sometimes you got to just fall back and open your eyes and say, you know what, it could be this or it could be that. Now, till I get some factual evidence that the man was just a predator, I don't feel like, all the harm that's being done to this man should possibly be done to this man as far as losing your TV contract with a company that you've been in bed with since '04. You know what I mean? Being a target of public scrutiny because you just fell in, you just fell in the trash. What about the last 30 people who've been implicated of having such allegations? You know what I mean? Within the last couple of weeks, ever since the last month, I'm gonna say. You know what I mean? Since this sexual allegation thing then spread like wildfire, and everybody who felt like anybody who said something or did something wrong is being held accountable. And if you in any type of position, this means this means a lot of lawyer money. This means a lot of bad publicity. This means a lot of stuff that can hurt your career, and you know it can hurt your career. You know what I mean? And the people who coming at you actually stand to lose nothing. Stand to lose nothing at all. And you stand to lose it all on the strength of an allegation. So for the people out here listening to this, for the people in position, for the people in power, you know what I mean? The conversation is mandatory that it be held on how must one conduct himself in the workplace, you know what I mean, that doesn't fit the criteria where this shit could come back and bite you in the ass and make you lose everything that you've worked for. Like, a conversation really needs to be had, and you know what I mean, I definitely want to be a part of the panel, you know what I mean, that's having this conversation. You know what I mean? Because I'm sitting back watching what's happening, and I don't just want to just jump on the bandwagon of, yeah, another one bites the dust, another falling star, and I mean all the different things and all the different articles that I'm seeing in the tabloids with, you know what I mean? Now, I mean, if somebody is a victim of any crime, definitely show compassion to that person. Definitely have an understanding. Don't hold it on that person because you know what I mean, they may have went against somebody that may be beloved in the neighborhood, Bill, you know, in the community. You know, Bill Cosby. You know, everybody loved it, old Bill. You know what I mean? So if it's ever any overwhelming facts about anything, or somebody wants to come out and admit that they did anything, I don't know, man. Like, that's another thing. But a conversation definitely must be had, you know, moving forward, man, because we losing too many of our good brethren, you know what I mean, to the situation. Now I'm looking in the news, and I see that Russell's attorney got him got you know what I mean, got him taking a polygraph test, aka a lie detector test, you know, to prove that he's innocent, and prove that these allegations against him are false, and that he don't know where this is coming from, and that he's non-deserving of any of this. And but on the flip side, I see the questions that's being asked, because I really got into what questions are they asking Russell, you know, on his polygraph test. And of course, the line of questioning is soft, and everything is worded in such a way to the point where, you know what I mean, he could actually legally manipulate the test, you know what I mean, and get it to still read a certain way. Because believe me, he ain't dumb. He got the best attorneys money could buy, and he's going in there with a game plan. Not saying that the man is innocent, not saying that the man is guilty. I'm just saying that the man is playing the game as the game should be played. You know, I don't know if anybody cares what his lie detector test says or not, because once a certain amount of people come out and have something to say about you, man, it becomes true. And even if you can prove in the end that it's not true, it's still true. Just because of negativity, a lie is way more entertaining than the truth could ever be. It's sad, but that's the world that we live in. That is our reality. You know what I mean? The truth is boring. Lies are exciting. You know what I mean? Sad, but so true. You know what I mean? But so true. You know, so that's where I stand on that. You know what I mean? On this week's on episode 5 of the I'm sorry. Shout out to the oxymorons. You know what I mean? I'm working so hard, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I mean? I'm entitled to a slip up. You know what I mean? Podcast last night, podcast today. You know what I mean? Another podcast on Tuesday, man. I'm working here. You know what I mean? I just hope that y'all really feeling what I'm doing here. You know what I mean? And really support me. You know what I mean? So I can get these views up, get these subscriptions up. You know what I mean? And at the same time, get my celebrity up. You know what I mean? So really follow your boy. You know what I mean? Really support the cause. You know what I mean? And watch me blow to the top. You know what I mean? Because I'm going to do the right thing with it. I'm giving all the way back with it. I'm thorough. I'm deserving of it. You know what I mean? Rock with me. But on this week's episode of the Dollar Hour, you know what I mean, episode 5, you know what I mean, I introduced a segment called Hypotheticals. I think it was in episode 1 or episode 2. And I wanted to get back to hypotheticals, and I want to start introducing more hypotheticals more often, probably at least one time every episode. You know what I mean? And like I said, for the people who are not aware of the segment called hypotheticals, is where I throw a particular situation or situations out there to the public. You know what I mean? And until I start going live, you know what I mean, you could actually call in, you know what I mean, at 302 317 1570. You can email me at dollarhourpodcast@gmail.com, or you can hit me up on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter. You know what I mean? And let me know exactly how you feel about, you know what I mean, the hypothetical situation that I presented to you, you know what I mean, on the Dollar Hour podcast. You know what I mean? This week, you know what I mean, and I feed all my hypotheticals off of all real life situations. This week, you know what I mean, a buddy of mine went through a situation, and he called out for my opinion, and I was actually stuck on what to say, what information to really give this man on such a trying situation. Now here go the situation, and I definitely want to be. I definitely need the listeners to reach out and let me know exactly how they feel about it. You know what I mean? I got a partner that been in a 14-year relationship. You know what I mean? He done did a bid or two. You know what I mean? Where he might have been absent 3 years this time, and 12, 13, 14 months, another time, or whatever the case may be. But he's been in a stable relationship. He's married. He has children, with his spouse, and you know what I mean. They are quite the happy, loving couple. You know what I mean? And recently, he just became aware of the fact that she had a um, sexual misconduct her damn self. You know what I mean? And it came out on a humbug. He never expected to ever hear this, and he just was in the right place at the right time. I'm guessing, or maybe the wrong time for what my man going through, how he feeling. You know what I mean? But once he presented it to his, you know what I mean, to his significant other, you know what I mean, what he had heard and everything like that. After a bunch of, you know, BS talk, you know what I mean, she finally admitted the fact that she did have relations with said persons. You know what I mean? And my partner's crushed. My partner's really, really, really crushed. Now, I wanna call out on the other hand. This is a man that may have been caught up one or two times by his wife for his own indiscretions that he's had, you know, during the course of his 13-year, relationship or marriage or different things like that. But just because you feel like you may have been caught up, and you may have went through some things with your spouse, and she's forgiven you, and y'all moved on and y'all worked it out, um, was one thing. And you feel a lot of guys feel like, okay, well, a woman's going to stand by a man if he makes a mistake or two, because she still can realize that he is a good man, and that he made a mistake, and that he did vow not to make that mistake again, and she may not just be ready to let go because a man made a mistake, because what's she gonna do? Go back out here and start messing with another guy that she know is seeing 4 or 5 other girls and all that. So, the grass ain't always greener on the other side of the fence. But at the same time, when my man found out what he found out, even though it was years ago, my man is crushed and he's throwing up and he don't know how to act. He's punching holes in walls, and he's really throwing a major hissy fit. And I want to know from the people out there, like, number one, because it was a long time ago, and I guess she didn't get caught when she done it. Can you give her a pass? Can you, as a man with the ego of knowing that you've been played the same way you thought you was playing player that you was getting played, can you stomach that? Can you actually say, you know what? She got that. I deserve that. You know what I mean? Is it worthy of you dumping your marriage, throwing away 13, 14 years, 15 years, you know what I mean, being with the same female that you head over heels with, the same female that you may have established a life with. Everything y'all got, from the house to the cars, or everything is in y'all's names. You're a union. I understand, baby, no matter what a man do, what a man does, he gonna say, but you don't get it back like that. Yeah, of course. Everybody gonna kick that Jay-Z shit. But when she does, what do? You know what I mean? And please, without me even harping on it too much or getting too specific, even though I think I've been specific enough to be able to get some positive feedback that I can actually pass on, to the good brother, in my life, please let me know how y'all feel about that, man. Like I say, they're both very near and dear to my heart. She's like a sister to me. He's like a brother to me. But at the same time, I guess all the slick shit he was doing, the same slick shit she was doing. Do she get a pass? Or do you walk away with the fact that if she was unfaithful once and secretive about it, she could be unfaithful twice and secretive about it? So please, shout out your boy at the Dollar Hour podcast and let me know what is your take on said conversation and how should my man play that. I would really appreciate that. On other news, DJ Mustard was detained by cops at the airport after TSA found a gun in his luggage. Hey, listen, man, I need help with this. I really need help with this one, please. How is it that not civilians, not regular people, we never hear these stories from regular people? Why is it that every entertainer always gets caught with a gun in a luggage at the airport? How does this continue to happen? Like, I really, I don't understand it. If you've been, I know rappers a lot of them are supposed to be street guys. And if you're a street guy, of course, you're trying to stay away from the jail. You know what I mean? Yeah, you're going to do what you got to do to get your money, but you ain't trying to go to jail on some goofy shit. And having your gun in the bag at the airport definitely falls under the umbrella of some goofy shit. How is you fake street rap niggas even, how is you keep getting jammed up? Now, I understand Cat Williams with all the guns in the bag. Cat Williams the fuck crazy. And that's my man. Shout out to Cat Williams. But Cat Williams is the fuck crazy, and he is supposed to have 3 guns at the airport. Everybody else don't get a pass. I ain't giving out no passes to nobody else. I don't feel like you deserve a pass. We not doing that. I'm not feeling that. How does that keep happening? Somebody please let me know, because but the weird thing about it is everybody that has been caught up with guns at the airport, ain't nobody going to jail to do no time. What's the cheat code on this one? Like, He got 3 guns. He got 2 guns. He got 1 gun. He got a felony in 1 gun. He got a bag of guns. And it's always worldwide news when it happens. But everybody just moves on with their career as if it never happened. What am I not understanding? Like I need somebody to hit me with the lawyer and the judge both have an understanding of, hey, listen, man, this happens all the time, so we ain't even tripping. Hey, yo, next time, man, can you please just leave a gun at home? Have somebody with a gun waiting for you when you get off the airport, man. Don't let this happen again. But listen, hey, listen, we're gonna give you the diversion program. You know what I mean? We just need a month full of clean yarns, and we'll strike this. We'll strike this from the record. Like how does this really work? I am not understanding at all. If somebody can let me know something, please do so. You know what I mean? In other news, Derrick Rose apologizes to the Cleveland Cavaliers for going through what he went through and wanting space from the team to reevaluate his life after his last injury. I understand that the man is I understand the man has been through a lot of injuries. The man has been through a lot of injuries. Totally understanding the fact that you've been through injuries. But because you've become a head case, allegedly, it was reported that you was a head case in Chicago. That was the reason why they was trying to part ties with you. They wasn't trying to put you out there. They wasn't trying to play you. They understand you from Chicago. They understand that a lot of people like you because you go hard. You go hard and you give it your all. And that is to be applauded. You know what I mean? You go hard and give it your all. That's all you can ask for anybody out here, no matter what their job detail, no matter what their title is or what their job detail is. Go hard and give it your all. Is all you can expect from any of them. So the question to me is, once you whatever you went through, whatever you've been through and went through, and now that your mind is playing tricks on you, and now that you got a lot going on upstairs that you just don't understand or that you just can't control, how reliable are you to the team? Like, are we gonna be in Game 7 of the finals, and you have a mental breakdown because you missed 2 jumpers, or that your ankle start hurting, so you just threw the ball and said F it on the last play when we needed a bucket, and you just kicked the ball and walked off? Like, I mean, how detrimental is it that you have these issues going on mentally because of the injuries that you've endured throughout your career? And how should the team look at you? Should they embrace you back open arms? Hey, listen. Facebook, Instagram, the world. I'm throwing this out here because not only that, you know what I mean, it's me speaking, these are my words coming from me to you, and the listener definitely has a voice as well. But it's people that's affiliated and attached to the situation, you know what I mean, very closely, that are listening in to what we have to say and exactly how and what information we have to give towards this. So don't be shy and really not, like, don't be smart or don't be sarcastic, but really give some good information up on exactly, should the team do the team abandon him now? Like, do they get even because you abandoned me? Like, I'm gonna pull the flea flick and I'm gonna abandon you, or we don't want nothing else to do with you because we can't count on you, or, man, I ain't dealing with that. Basic, simple, and plain. How am I gonna say it? Man, I'm not dealing with that crazy shit. Like, how do they play it? How sympathetic should they be because of this man's self-created mental issues? Not nothing that they was born with. Not nothing that, not a disease that he couldn't help, you know what I mean, that he caught, that's taking over his body and altering his mind and his thoughts and his actions. But just you simply doubting yourself, and every time you get hurt, you want to say, F the world, I hate everybody. I'm not there for nobody, because you can't be there for nobody when you actually not there for yourself. You can think that you're the most teamest playingest, person alive, or being a part of team is, person alive. Yeah, I made up teamist, but I like it, but at the same time, if you can't rely on you, can't nobody else rely on you. You can't rely on nothing, because the way your mind is set up, you won't. Your thought process don't even allow that. So, wow, it's just. I guess it's just one to grow on, but I want to put that out there. Maybe it's somebody out there that got a little bit more information on self doubt, or whatever it may be. But definitely holler back at the kid at the Dollar Hour, man, and let me know exactly how you feel about that particular situation, man. For real, for real. On another note, Omarosa, what's up with you, baby? What's Omarosa, like, no matter how much the world wants to say, I told you so, you boot licking ass, funny looking, blah, 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 you old, brown nosing, rubbernecking, you know what I mean? No matter how they want to really come at you, Omarosa, listen, here at the Dollar Hour, we asking one simple question. How is you feeling right now? How do you feel right now? And matter of fact, we're asking two questions. And when did you realize that no matter how much you wanted to be them, that they was going to never let you be them? Like, when does that happen? No matter how much you say, when he became president, I'm the one he brought up on stage. When he ran Apprentice, he left me in charge. I didn't even win. He left me in charge. Matter of fact, he made me win because he wanted to leave me in charge. This is my friend. We've been dealing for X amount of years. You know what I mean? I even sucked him off, like, allegedly, or whatever. Yeah, or whatever. Or whatever. But when do you realize that you really are not one of them, or really not accepted by them as you would have thought you were or wanted to be? And after you do realize such, how does it feel to be not loved by you? Omarosa, like, I heard the PSA you gave about Trump being the most powerful man in the world, and that he was going to crush all of his enemies, and this and this and that. And you was a catalyst. Like, now I thought you was talking out your ass once you slapped out, once they took your security pass and told you wasn't allowed on the premises no more. You know what I mean? You start screaming out, I'm the one that brought you the black vote. If you think you bought him the black vote, number one, the black vote that you bought him is probably a bunch of motherfuckers that act just like you, to think just like you. And they didn't need you to bring nobody nowhere, because they was already there just like you was. But on the flip side, Omarosa, now you're talking about you're threatening her. You got a book coming out early next year. You got this happening. You alienated your whole wedding party because you thought Trump was coming to the wedding, and everybody had to be vetted because of the the security force had to make sure that everybody could even be in the presence of such quote unquote royalty. You know what I mean? Whatever. You know what I mean? You alienated your own folks that love you and knew you forever for a guy that didn't even come to your wedding any fucking way. Like, you really should have felt like a fool, like a major, major, major fool. Matter of fact, you should even put in your resignation after you got played, because the man was never coming to your wedding. After you had your people that you knew for 40 years, You know what I mean? They got turned away because they couldn't be in the wedding with Trump because they done got caught with a bag of weed in '79. You know what I mean? And they can't be at the same wedding, the same venue with Mr. President Donald Trump in they eyes. You know what I mean? Come on, Omarosa, man. And everybody, the stories is coming out on what happened and how it happened, and how you had to get escorted out of there. The only thing you can tell me is this: that's not true. How that happened? This ain't true. How that happened? This ain't. And everybody know it is. It's 100% the truth. Like you've been to talk. I mean, okay, it's one thing that you've been to talk of the town because for all the people that don't know you or don't do business with you or don't see you on a daily basis. But when you're up in DC and you're around all the places where the people do see you and the other members of Congress and this committee and that committee, and they're well aware who everybody is because y'all be having dinners and depending on how much of a socialite certain people is or what tax bracket they in, they're invited to certain functions and things of that nature. Hey, I'm a roaster, man. Like, I'm sitting here representing for the culture. I'm representing for the black community. We do not want you back. Don't try to trick the less thoughtful individuals into thinking we want anything to do with your boot-licking, brown-nosing ass. Stay where you at. You chose a side, so stay there. I don't care if he ain't effing with you, and we know he ain't effing with you. I don't care who effing with you or who ain't effing with you. Listen, black folk, unite. We is not accepting Omarosa, whatever her last name is, back in the building. She blew it. She shot her load. It's over. She can't go again. Make sure listen, black folk, make sure that we don't fall for the sympathy card like we always do, and it always comes back to bite us, because soon as she gets some more footing, and Tom Ford says, I need you to do this, this, and this, and this, and that, her nose will be turned back up again, looking down on you, and not doing anything in her power to help you in your cause whatsoever. You, your brethren, are just the average working man of any, shape, race, color, creed, any of that. She's not the one. Don't put that much stake in her to be the one, because we're only going to fool ourselves by doing so. But I must say, Omarosa, that's irony like a mother effer. That's irony. I mean, that's irony. They escorted you off the premises? I mean, just about 3 weeks ago, there was an article in the paper about you in the hallway cussing people out. You know what I mean? Because they think they got more status in the White House than you are. Like everybody don't know you and Trump ain't besties. So you thought. Man, that's a hard pill to swallow, Omarosa. And I feel you. But listen, let me let you know this. I'm going to extend the olive branch to you. You have an option to come in and be a guest on the Dollar Hour podcast to express to us exactly what happened, where you are today, when you came to the rationalization of that you was just a nigga, and how do you feel today? I would like to speak on that, because you thought you were so much more than average, beautiful black folk that you just despise. You had to show we were despicable to you and your guys' cause. You know what I mean? Because you were on the winning team and we were on the losing team. So you tried to implement. So you said. That's what your outlook on life is. But that's your life. That's not the life that I want to live, nor the life that my people looking to live. That's the life of a boot-looking brown-noser. and you should get a raise at bootlicking and brown nosing because you wear it well. You do wear it well. But please reach out to the Dollar Hour and let us know exactly when you're available so I can have your plane set up on the tarmac waiting for this exclusive interview with Omarosa and the Dollar Hour podcast. Let's get together and let's make history. On another note, world, before I close out episode 5 of the Dollar Hour podcast, I would like to say it's been a treat. It's been beautiful. I love doing this. I love giving you me. I love giving you a piece of the news with my opinion on it, with my opinion on it, with my humor on it. You know what I mean? With my sarcasm. You know what I mean? On it, and all that you're gonna get from me, and my education on it. So listen, I got some good things that I'm bringing to y'all. We're gonna have live sessions. We're gonna move to start doing live and call-in sessions, and we about to really get this we about to really get this Dollar Hour podcast really thumping. I mean, really popping. We're gonna turn this into a party. We're gonna really enjoy ourselves. We're gonna really have great dialogue that's gonna heal the country. I feel like I've been single-handedly, you know what I mean, picked. And in return, I'm picking my public, my fans, my family, my followers to lead the brigade in opening up positive dialogue for the country so we can become a better people, one person at a time. I love y'all. Continue to listen, continue to support, like, push the button for notifications, subscribe, and tune in every week for the Dollar Hour podcast. Signing out. Boom.